An official from the U.S. Embassy in the person of Michael Keller, who is an acting deputy chief of mission, went to visit the ICI. Why? Because he was basically, the U.S. Embassy was basically asking basically what the task and the mandate of the ICI. An official from the U.S. Embassy in the person of Michael Keller, who is an acting deputy chief of mission, went to visit the ICI. Why? Because he was basically, the U.S. Embassy was basically asking basically what the task and the mandate of the ICI was and what we have been doing. So it was just more of an inquiry, and we explained to him the mandate of the ICI based on EO 94, and at the same time what we have done so far. So that is the activity that had happened here in the ICI. So if there's any questions, I could probably entertain a couple.
Just curious now, what's the basis of UNDC plus one the ICI?
Well, I guess as one of our one of the countries who have great interest in the Philippines, they were very much interested on what the ICI will do to address the problem with the problem on the flood control projects and other anomalous infrastructure projects. So basically, he wanted to know what have we done, what we will be doing, and what do we expect from the ICI.
Pero wala bang sinabi ever sa tulungan ng ICI para mapaulit si Representative Zaki po?
Wala namang ganun na pag-usapan. More of ano lang, ang gusto nilang malaman, anong ginagawa. Para bang getting to know, ano bang ginagawa ng ICI, bakit na itayo, anong gagawin ninyo, ano ang mga priorities ninyo. So they want to know. Pretty much like the public, because the public, they want to know kung ano ang authority at anong powers ng ICI.
Did they offer help, assistance, and anything?
Wala pa naman silang, hindi naman umabot sa ganun na offering help right now. So,
Was there unusual na they're interested in
no,
corruption scandal in the Philippines?
well, I believe anybody would be interested in any corruption issue, regardless of whether or not you're a Filipino or you're a foreigner, because they have there are partners, they have commercial interests, so naturally they would want to know what the ICI will be doing as far as these projects are concerned.
Sir, with those overall centers, alam ko, hindi naman po magbabago pa rin yung focus ng provision ngayon dun sa those projects.
Hindi, nakatutok pa rin kami, gaya nga na nasabi namin sa inyo nung Monday, yung talagang priority namin. Although meron pa kaming iba sa aming na task sa mandato namin, we will take this into consideration. And as I said, once we are fully capacitated, we will then look into this. But sa ngayon kasi wala pa naman silang nakokompletong investigasyon, hindi pa nga nila napafile yung kanilang report sa amin. So siguro pagka dumating na yung mga reports na yan and meron na kaming sufficient capacity to look into this matter, we will do so. Pero in the meantime, dun pa rin tayo. Yung pa rin yung ano natin, game plan natin dun sa 420 ghost projects, 21 ghost projects.
Pero hindi ba siya parang malaking challenge sa inyo? Kasi parang malako yung kailangan investigahan and makaka-apekto ba ito sa bilis ng investigasyon sa flood control project?
At talaga naman, alam na natin yan, no? Nung Lunes pa lang, sinabi na natin yung nakuha nating unang inventaryo ng DPWH na sa 238,200 infrastructure projects to. No? Kita naman natin, napakalaki nun. Para ma-audit at ma-inspect natin lahat yun, makita natin kung may problema nga yung mga yun, hinati-hati natin, sinala natin to fit kung ano bang kapasidad ng ICI ngayon. So as we are getting more capacitated, meaning mas parami yung mga tao, mas nagkakaroon ng sistema, mas nagkakaroon ng direksyon ng investigasyon ng ICI, dahan-dahan naman machichip natin yung kailangan natin gawin na malaking trabaho. Pero unti-unti yan, we are determined to finish it, but it will take time. But it's a daunting task, mahirap nga yan, pero kailangan natin gawin. Kailangan natin gawin dahil we want justice. Gaya nga na sinabi ni Chairman Andy, kailangan mabigyan ng hustisya yung Pilipino, no, sa mga nagawang pagnanakaw ng mga ibang corrupt officials at saka individuals.
Sir, may we know bakit na-invite ulit si Dakota's representative to Changco?
Yes. Yeah. Na-invite siya because there were some questions by the commission on him. So they just wanted to ask some questions, basically.
About the budget process? About the budget process?
I believe so. That's it. Yeah.
Sir, would you confirm yung statement ni Attorney Samaniego na prior to the meeting, prior to last hearing, they requested a 7-day furlough from the ICI para daw mag-gather ni Curly yung mga documents at the ICI?
So what date was that? September 30, and then
The meeting, the hearing before yung nag-withdraw sila.
yes, they did. They did ask for a not, I don't know kung furlough, but they asked for time to gather evidence or documents to be able to present to the commission.
Because he also said that prior to the decision of the withdrawal and participation, they were ready now to submit names of the politicians they were supposedly in being accused of protecting. Kaya lang ang nangyari. So, pwede pa ba nilang, would DICE to be interested to get the names, or
Well, it's up to them. If they want to provide the names or provide more information to the ICI, they are free to do so. Like any other individual in this room or in the country. I mean, any information, as long as it's verified, it is the truth, meaning it's reliable, then we will take it, and we will appreciate any information with regard to these projects, so that we'll be able to see what the truth is.
Pero as of the moment, we don't need them yet. We will not be calling on them in the next
Okay, that's their decision, but we will move forward with our investigation.
Sir, ibig sabihin walang pilitan. Hindi na sila pipilitin nyo na magsalita kung ano yung mga alam pa nila.
They invoke their right already to self-incrimination, so we will leave it at that.
But sir, yung attorney po ng Madiskaya said that if they're going to be invited, they will still probably go naman. But right now, are we looking at like calling them again anytime soon?
Well, hindi pa naiisip ng komisyon kung iimbitahin pa sila pabalik.
Sir, just an update lang po kasi early this week parang sabi ni Representative Romualdez may mga pinangalanan siyang opisyal dun sa budget, and then iimbitahan rin ng ICI yung mga napangalanang opisyal na yun. Is there an update on that? Sino yung mga opisyal na ito and kailan sila?
I cannot comment on that kasi baka itakil pa yan ng commission kasi babalik pa siya, no? In fact, the commission was the one who moved it to a resetting next week. October 22, I believe so. October 22. Why? Because the commission wanted to go through the affidavit carefully and to read it, to be able to prepare and ask questions on it.
Pero na-review na sir yung affidavit ni...
It's ongoing. They're reviewing it right now.
Sir, balikan pa ako sa meeting na yun. Sama po yung Department of Agriculture recently.
Mm-hmm.
Bakit hindi po sila naman?
Hindi ko alam. Baka, I don't know if they've sent word of the reason why they weren't able to go. But definitely, ano naman to hindi naman to hearing. It's more of a dialogue, no? So, I'll find out the reason why they weren't able to appear. Wala pa. I believe it had something to do with the reports on the farm to market roads. Yeah. So doon na konektado yun. Anyway, yung tatlo naman yun pare-parehas na naging concern lang ng commission because they were media reports on these projects concerning their departments. Wala pa. We will probably find out kung kailan yung next available date for them to be invited. Okay. Wala pa. Alright? Last.
AJ Ignacio po from Radyo Commission.
AJ.
Sir, ko lang po yung kahapon sa asset recovery. Posible po ba na mapasama yung mga air assets ni Sally po na nasa 5 billion yata yung
Yes, meron na yatang ginagawa ang CAAP on that matter, no? In fact, I believe meron silang action already on that para hindi siya basta-basta mapapalitan o ma-register sa ibang pangalan o maibebenta. So meron nang ginawa ang CAAP on that. Okay? Alright? Salamat. Thank you.